What's good, guys? Welcome back to Ron's Rise. Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to another video where down here behind me is a 2022 Maserati MC20 with a $308,000 MSRP. I want to say price tag, but the price tag is so much lower than that. I mean, you're gonna be crazy surprised because this is, a drop like this is just insane. It makes me wish that I could get the money, the funds in order to get this car because it's currently on sale here at Maserati St. Petersburg. And for such a high spec when it comes to price tag and what they're offering it for, well, it's pretty crazy. So I had to up the ante a little bit and do something a little different when it comes to the intro today. With that said, it's all about this car today because I have to show it off to you guys and I have to drool over it, and we don't get too many MC20s on the channel these days. So with that said, 2022, big price cut, somebody's gonna want it, so I'm gonna show it off for you guys here today and show you guys why one day I'm gonna sell my soul to get a Maserati like this one in my driveway. Now, big shouts out to Maserati St. Petersburg per usual for letting me take a spin around this 2022 MC20. If you guys are trying to get into one of these cars, make sure you check the links in the description so you guys can check out their website, give them a call, and get this thing out of here on the roads and into your driveway today. Now, Maserati St. Petersburg has a crazy one here today because yes, this is a 2022, but it only has 1,200 miles, 1,218 to be exact. That's it. For this model to be this kind of discount, which I'll tell you in just a moment, is crazy because this has $94,000 worth of options. 94. I mean, the paint color is 4,500, carbon ceramic brakes 10,000, the roof I think is 4,000, the carbon fiber spoiler 5,500, the carbon fiber body kit $35,000, and that's cheap because in 2023, the next model year, is 39,000, so it went up 4,000. So you're actually saving money on this carbon fiber kit compared to 2023 model year. So again, this has so many options on it. It's insane. They ticked every box on this and they're selling it at a crazy price with $94,000 worth of options. So first things first, Grigio Mistero. That is our paint. Gray mystery for the paint color when you translate it to English. And again, this paint is around, I believe it's $4,500. We'll do a sticker breakdown so you guys can see. But it's basically a metallic gray for the paint color. Now, with that said, you guys will see the normal MC20 design language that you've been used to seeing. So nothing too big has changed there. What you have for this though is the beautiful trident up front, done in an aluminum finish. But with that, you can see the carbon fiber front lip, part of that carbon fiber body kit that I discussed just a moment ago, that is $35,000. And the reason being, it's basically a third of the car. When you talk about the exterior body of the car, not to mention that it's on a carbon tub, forged carbon doors and all that kind of stuff. But look at what we're talking about. When we go to the side profile and definitely the rear, you will see that most of the car is done in carbon fiber, at least a third of it when it comes to the exterior. So you guys will see that here with the mesh grille to go along with it, and the LED headlamps to start the new evolution for Maserati, because these headlamps first debuted on the MC20, then they debuted on the Grecale, then they debuted on the Gran Turismo. So this started off the new design language for Maserati when it comes to what you know of it today, and which is a big upgrade for a lot of people. Now, we can't forget our nostrils here. Obviously, that's going to be for airflow because remember, this is a mid-engine car, so you're not going to be cooling anything up front. Mid-engine, so this is going to be strictly for aerodynamics, but this is actually functional, just in case you guys were wondering. Maserati insignia right on top of the hood as well, as you guys can see, done in blue and white. And then take a step back, look at it from this angle, and see why everybody loves the styling and the feel and aggressiveness of the MC20. Now, the side profile is something else, and it's going to give you a lot of your options over here as well. Not only do we have the paint, obviously, but we have 20-inch forged Corsa wheels or racing wheels, and we have carbon ceramic brakes. $10,000 for these brakes. $10,000 for these brakes just for this setup is insane. Blue calipers, white script is also an option, We got Bridgestone for the tires, Potenzas, of course, Potenza Sports. This whole setup right here is a lot of money, all right? So take a step back because there's a couple of options here which we'll go over in the sticker. And also keep in mind that the 2022 MC20 did not come with a lift system, all right? The lift system is an option, and we have it on this model, and I believe it's like $4,000. So this has the lift system on it, which we can raise and lower it with the air suspension to clear bumps and everything like that. So that's on this model. So that's also some more money that you're gonna see up front in this option setup. So again, there's a lot of options here, but then you keep going because we also have the carbon fiber body kit, again, coming along the side. And again, it's a lot of the car when you see down here and how that looks. And that gloss carbon weave, it just looks so beautiful with the whole aerodynamics of the side, the air intakes on each side. I mean, come on, it looks so good. MC20 badging right up there as well. And then another option we have is this black roof, which I think it says $4,500 for this black roof. So again, there's a lot going on here when it comes to the options. You have the Trident here in aluminum, and then you have extra feed-throughs for cooling up here, airflow down here. All right, so cooling here, the airflow will go from the tires to right up front there, down the side, through the back. This is going to be for cooling. So there's a lot going on the side profile of this MC20, and by gosh, it's worth every penny of it, let me tell you guys. Now the rear of the MC20, I feel like is probably my favorite part for a couple of reasons. This again is very, very option out. $5,500 for this carbon fiber spoiler that you guys see, which looks so beautiful, and paired with the body kit that gives you the lower half, basically the whole lower half in carbon fiber. Well, then it's just a special treat when it comes to looking at this whole thing. I mean, come on, all the way down here, even the shark fin rear diffuser, all the way down there, all that is carbon fiber. Crazy. We do have some ventilation here, so you guys will see, to help that engine breathe. We have a honeycomb kind of mesh style grill here and right here in order to give some ventilation there, let all that happen. We do have blacked out exhaust tips, two kind of center exhaust, I want to say almost center exhaust tips, and we will hear that pop off in just a moment. Also, the Maserati script right there, as you guys can see, and then the really cool looking tail lamps, which we will see those illuminated as well because they look evil and sinister, and all this together helps make the rear, to me, just look the best. But there's also, what I love is, we're going over the third brake light and the rear view camera. That's actually the camera for the rear view mirror inside, which we'll see in just a moment when we go inside. The actual rear view camera is right here, but this is for the mirror right here. But what I really love is the Trident done in the glass here. That's just a cool kind of Easter egg at the same time, something that's just a design that you just would never think of, and then you have it here and it looks so cool. I really love how they did that. It's not too gaudy, it's not distasteful, it's just the right amount of just Italian flair on top of this thing. And as you guys can see with the black roof, it integrates into these side slats here, and obviously mesh grilling all around to help this engine breathe. We gotta let her breathe because that's a fiery dragon underneath there. But yeah, the rear, to me, this is artwork. Now, as I mentioned, we do have some good trunk space as well, about 3.53 cubic feet of space. It's much more than it sounds like, okay? So look under here and you guys will see that it's kind of deep, right? It actually kind of, you can get some bags back here. And you know what, just to test that out, why not do real world experiences? I have a backpack right here. Why don't we see how well this fits in the rear as far as practicality? With a couple of things already in here, check it out, that's easy. So you can get a couple of bags back here. You could probably get a couple of small suitcases. I couldn't imagine you taking the MC20 anywhere where you need any big suitcases unless you're going to on a gumball or something. But yeah, you can see that even with a couple of things in the bottom here, I can still fit my backpack back here comfortably. So this is a thing. Not bad, right? I mean, for a, sports kind of, I don't want to say GT sports car, but an everyday kind of, supercar, I think it did really well. Now, while we have this engine bay open, I mean, might as well talk about the engine. Now, standard in 2023. You get the carbon fiber engine cover. It was an option on 2022, if you guys were wondering. While this beautiful twin turbo Neutrino V6 engine, 3 liters, well, it isn't necessarily covered in carbon fiber, but saves a little bit of money here. So when that comes to fruition, you can get in this car with 631 horsepower and 538 pound-feet of torque, paired with F1 pre-chamber combustion technology. You're looking at a 0 to 60 in 2.9 seconds and a top speed of 202 miles per hour. But I bet you, in safe conditions on the track, it can go faster than that. I bet you. I'm sure somebody's already tested it. But with that said, this is a beautiful engine. Maserati's first built engine in so very long. They started off with the MC20 and this Neutrino engine, carried it down to the Grecale, carried it down to the Gran Turismo. And who knows if it will be in the next model year, Quattroporte or Levante. Those might be going electric. So with that said, let's take a listen to this MC20, see how it sounds, and let you guys be the judge on how you feel about it. Now, when it comes to your fuel economy, you're looking at 18, 15, 25. So 18 combined seating highway, 15 city, 25 highway, obviously premium fuel. And that fuel economy is expected because of what we're working with here with the twin turbo V6 with F1 technology. Now, we do have some cargo space here. We have a frunk, and as you guys can see, I popped it up here because we want some storage space here. So let's get her open because we have around 1.77 cubic feet. I will round up to 1.8 cubic feet of space when it comes to the frunk. And this is a demonstration on what you probably would use it for. You know, any kind of like med kits or tire inflate kits or anything, you know, hold it down with the cargo net here. You also have a 12-volt plug-in right here with a light. And if you look up, which is really cool, you have dry carbon and forged carbon on the lid here, on the trunk lid, or frunk lid, sorry, frunk lid. So with that said, it's good visuals, but it's also functional because it's lightweight as well. So really cool to look at. And keep in mind, your windshield wiper fluid is going to be right down here as well. Now, as promised, guys, gotta show you the flashers, right? Show you how she illuminates. We'll take a look from this angle here. And then you will see the switchback LEDs right here with the daytime running light also illuminated at the top, and the LED headlamp right there. The flasher will be on the side here. As you guys can see, that's actual our turn signal. It's not in the mirror cap, all right? And then the sinister tail lamps, which I love so much. Look at how cool those things look. They're so slender, so sharp, just really cool, really sporty, really aggressive. Just overall elegance. Now, I would be lying to myself if I didn't say the best part about having an MC20 is the dramatic door lift. That just so slow and so theatrical and dramatic. I love it. And what it really does is it shows off what this spec is about. First off, you get 2 types of carbon fiber, forged carbon, as you guys can see here. And then you have gloss carbon from the side skirts there as well. So that shows that off as well, depending on where you're looking at it from. And then your door cards will show off your spec. So you guys will see that we have Alcantara, we have the blue laser etching, we have black or Nero and blue with the leather, Nero with the leather up top, blue stitching, Sonos Bobber sound system, our E-latch right here. This is a whole setup right here. This is a statement piece when you open up that door. Now, when you look at the side sill, done it in carbon fiber, you get the MC20 badging. You also will see that we have the aluminum pedals underneath as well. Alcantara all throughout the center dash, as you guys can see, Alcantara on the headliner all throughout. And then the leather Alcantara and carbon fiber seats. Check out these seats. The blue etching also with the Alcantara inserts. Blue leather, black leather, belt seats, as you guys can see, with the carbon fiber insert there. And then the blue trident stitching. Look at the spec, guys. Now, this is a very launch spec-ish because when we saw the MC20 first being debuted, I believe it was in 2020 when they first showed it to us, we saw these seats. Now, with this setup, you got a lot more than just the seats. We'll hop inside, and you will see carbon fiber on the steering wheel, which is dry carbon fiber, flat bottom steering wheel, carbon in the inserts here, Alcantara on the outsides, carbon fiber very large carbon fiber paddle shifters, as you guys can see, which are column mounted. You will see carbon on the top. Over the instrument cluster, you will see leather and blue stitching throughout. The MC20 badging here, Alcantara all throughout the center piece here. The dry carbon through the central tunnel. This is just a crazy spec. Let's get inside of this thing and bring it to life. Foot on the brake, and love hearing that soundtrack right behind me. Now, just a quick overview for those who are new to the MC20. Really, I don't want to go too deep into the details. What I want to show you is, obviously, you've seen how well the interior is held up because it hasn't been driven that much. Again, look at the mileage. On this digital instrument cluster, you see the odometer there? Look at that. 1,218 miles. That is it. That is it. This has barely been used. So, obviously, digital instrument cluster, as you guys just saw. And then we have our start-stop button here, our launch control button here. We also have our volume control for our radio here. We have our driver assistance controls here. We also have that lift, all right? So that air suspension, raise the car, lower the car. I told you that was an option. That is there. You can see some of our controls over here, like for our mirror controls, fog lamps, and a dome light there. We also have over here for the central tunnel, our radio controls as well. We have our window controls here, if you're wondering where those are. This is how we go into reverse, drive, manual, and this is how we change our drive modes. All right, this is our drive mode selector between GT, Sport, Corsa, ESC off, if you want to turn off the traction, and wet mode. Now, I wouldn't be brave enough to drive it in wet mode if it's actually wet outside, just because I would even want to take this thing out in the rain. But GT, Sport, Corsa, those are going to be probably the main ones that if you're, driving this car, but not like on a daily, where you would take it out in the rain. These are the ones you're going to want to use. Obviously, this is where you would start. Gets things sportier once we go to sport mode and activate those dampers. And then we hold it over for Corsa. We get the new tack there showing the RPMs. The valves open up, and obviously we're going crazy because our ESC is off. That's going to let this rear-wheel drive model just go crazy. All right, so keep that in mind that we have our drive mode selector there. And then, as you guys can see, more Alcantara and blue stitching right here as well. Our wireless phone charger right here. We do have a very small armrest here as well. Lift that up and you guys will see we got a USB 2.0, a USB-C plug-in in that armrest. Little cup holder there. Yeah, there is one. All right, then we do have a back shelf right here. We can kind of see the engine there, kind of see that in the 2.0 barely. It is there. And then we have a 10.25-inch MIA system, or Maserati Intelligent Assistant. If you guys know, you know this has been in all of FCA's or Stellantis's infotainment screens and setups until this day, even though new Tonale has it now. And then you will also see that if I wanted to change my menu views here, I can do that. And you can see I can bring up different options and all that kind of stuff. But again, I don't want to do too much here because I don't want to get too deep into that. I just want to show you guys how well this thing held up. We do have, as you guys can see, our home link there, hazard buttons here, park sensors, everything there, dome lights. So you have it all there with no mirrors, of course. This thing is a little too small for all that. But you do have, and I talked to you guys about it earlier, the digital mirror, so you guys can see. Now I can see that Tonale behind me. If I didn't have that on, that's my visibility right there, and that's pretty tough, right? So there you go right there. Now, if you're wondering if this has a glove box, it does. This is where you would put any kind of documents, any kind of storage for stuff like that, loose papers. So you do have a little spot for that as well. Again, this is a great place to be. Obviously, we love it. As you guys can see, the electric parking brake, the hood latch, and the frunk latch is under here. I mean, not too much to complain about inside of here, man. Like what you would expect out of these kind of cars, you get in this MC20. Now, guys, forget everything that I just said in the beginning, because this is actually being sold for a lot less than I even thought it was being sold. Just checking the new listing, this discount is almost $100,000 on this car with 1,218 miles. Let's talk about it. I can't believe it. All right, so we start off at $210,000. After our options and our 365 destination with 300 preparation delivery, we're at $308,545. If you go on Maserati St. Pete's listing for this, and I'll link it in the description, it is at $209,000. $1,000 for the price. 209, that's $99,000 off. A sale of $99,000 because it's 1,218 miles old. What? The options list here is $94,000. You get all these options for free and some. That's incredible. Okay, so I didn't, when I first made the intro and stuff of the video, I didn't double check it because I checked it a couple weeks ago or so, and I didn't realize it's down to 209 now. All right, so trying to get my phone to refocus in on these options because we have carbon ceramic brakes at $10,000, the E-limited slip diff, $2,300. We have the security alarm system, $2,000. We have the spoiler, the carbon fiber spoiler, $5,500. The high premium sound system, Sonos Fiber, $4,000. The 20-inch forged wheels, $5,500. The Stitch Trident, $900 on the headrest. We also have the carbon fiber seat back. What? The carbon fiber seat back, $4,500. I don't even think I realized the seat back was in carbon fiber. Okay. And then we also have, wow, just more stuff and more stuff. The interior carbon fiber pack, $7,000. The exterior carbon fiber body kit, $35,000. We also had a suspension lift, $4,000. The gloss blue calipers, $1,200. The, what am I looking at? Oh, Alcantara steering wheel, $500. The headrest for the front seats, $500. The 2-layer paint, $4,500. The exterior mirrors, $650. The black roof, $4,000. And we also have the extended Alcantara interior, $2,500. That is insane to me. I even missed the carbon fiber on the back of the seats. So yeah, this is insane. All right, so then you have all the standard options you would have at the $210,000 price point. And remember that the MC20 for the 2023 model year has gone up in price for the base MSRP. I'm not sure if they, Maserati themselves dropped it, but it went from 210, I think, to 230 or something like that. But don't quote me on that because Maserati's been changing the prices. But make sure you zoom in, screenshot, do everything you need to do because this is the total price that you'll see for all the standard features at that 210. That's what you'll get here. But at 308, that's what you'll get here. And then with the discount of $99,000, $209,000 for this. Insane. I'm still flabbergasted. How are you guys feeling about this? This is a steal and a half. This is crazy. Guys, come check this thing out. Come get it because I am super jealous that I have to drive home without it. I'm gonna need somebody to reap the benefits of this sale and discount. And yeah, just with that said, hopefully you guys enjoyed the spec, the discount, the options, everything like that, because if you did, make sure you give the video a big thumbs up. Also check the link in the description for the website too, Maserati St. Petersburg, so you guys can check this out, check out the inventory, give them a call, and make sure you guys subscribe to the channel, but click the notification bell so you don't miss one video, and we will see you guys in the next one. Peace.